My final project, I want to tell you about the newest addition to our family. He's a beautiful mini Australian Shepherd named Kobe. He's named after the Los Angeles Lakers legend Kobe Bryant. My wife and I got him from a wonderful family in July 2020, so he will forever be known to us as our pandemic puppy. Before I start, there are 3 things that you need to know to fully understand this story. First, you need to know about how the coronavirus pandemic affected my wife and I specifically. The pandemic has affected everyone, but to truly understand the situation leading up to getting Kobe, you should know that my wife and I both work in healthcare. I'm a pediatric critical care physician in the largest children's hospital in Dallas. My wife is a pediatric oncology dietitian in the same hospital. With the pandemic, the pediatric ICU has been very busy, and I was working a lot more than usual. My wife, however, was able to practice telemedicine and was working from home almost 100% of the time. This meant that she was always at home. With me being at the hospital for such long hours, she was starting to get stir crazy and was starting to feel a little lonely. The second thing you should know is that we already have a dog. His name is Chaco, and he's a 10-year-old silver lab. He's still very happy and healthy and has lots of life left in him. He knows lots of tricks, and his favorite is balancing things on his head. This is him balancing some pretzels on his head. This is balancing a Rubik's Cube, an Xbox controller, and he does everything with us. My wife and I have been married for 6 wonderful years and were together for 2.5 years before that. But 6 plus 2.5 equals 8.5 years. So Emily never knew Chaco as a puppy. She didn't know him his first 1.5 years of life. Chaco is the first pet that Emily has ever had, and she loves him so much, but she always wanted a puppy. The third thing you should know is that Emily is working from home. She had a lot of free time. Working from home meant no more commuting, so she had an extra hour or so. Plus, being at home allowed her to be more productive and finish her work faster. And with the pandemic, we weren't going out to places that we would normally have gone. We didn't go out to the gym, we ate out less, we just stayed at home. Since she always wanted a puppy and she was home all the time, we thought this would be a great opportunity to get a puppy. We both agreed on looking for a mini Australian Shepherd in particular. So we started our search. We started looking at pet stores, on websites, local pet stores, things like that. We also started looking at online classifieds like Craigslist, and also local and not so local breeders. One Friday afternoon in July, we made a phone call to a local breeder in Mansfield, and they had a puppy available. So immediately, we made the 40-minute drive to Mansfield to meet the breeder and the puppy, and it was love at first sight. He was perfect. We wanted a tricolor mini Aussie, and he was a perfect ratio of black to white to brown. Since we had gone to Mansfield on a whim, we didn't even have puppy supplies, so we had to stop at the puppy store, at the pet store, to get stuff before we went home. Chaco and Kobe didn't know what to think of each other at first, but they warmed up to each other quickly. Kobe was pretty dirty when we first got him, so he got his first bath that day too. He was scared, but he handled it like a champ. This is a video of his first bath.
How you doing, buddies?
Since we brought Kobe home when he was barely 8 weeks old, he didn't know much about the world. He was a mere 4.5 pounds, and he was so scared of the outside world that instead of running and jumping like a puppy, he would sit down motionless. At one point, he only knew how to climb stairs up, but not come down. And since we have 3 flights of stairs in our house, he would end up on the 4th floor when he was actually trying to get to the first. Here's a video of Kobe when he sees himself in the mirror for the first time. He'd never seen a mirror before, and he was like, who is this guy? He didn't know what to think. But now that Kobe is almost 5 months old, he's quadrupled in weight. He's about 16 pounds now. He's figured out a lot that he likes about the world. He likes naps with his older brother. He likes copying his older brother when he chews on his bone. And he loves puppuccinos from Starbucks. He loves to run, jump, and play and zoom around all around the dog park. And we can't wait to see how much more Kobe grows and learns. This is Kobe in the back. Thank you for listening to our story about our new pandemic puppy. We pray that God will help him be healthy and happy, and that both Chaco and Kobe will live long, happy, healthy lives. Thanks.